I'd like to start paying you $100 an hour. And so immediately you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. One small thing, you have to take 80 of it and you have to put it in your 401k.
You eventually evolved to building a portfolio, right? What was that mindset shift like, and how did that happen? Like, what, maybe you had now done enough wholesale transactions to where you're like, okay, we have some capital, we're feeling pretty comfortable, now let's start playing the long game, I guess. But what was your mindset shift on that?
I think originally we thought that that was going to be like our retirement plan. I don't necessarily know if I see it that way today. I think more now it's more of a tax play. So you make all this active income, you don't want to pay taxes on it, so like now you need to start depreciating some assets. So like buying real estate is the fastest way to do that.
Right.
So it was like, okay, I'm going to buy these houses, and then, so, initially it was like, I can buy houses and burr them and still make money and cash out refi, and then interest rates went up. So like, okay, well that becomes harder. You could still do it, but now like in order to burr this house, we have to not be making money on it, right? So maybe it'll still break even, and we're not pulling 30, 40 grand out of it. So like you're taking from the active side of the business to do it. So one way or the other, you were doing that. So it's like now we're acquiring them, and yeah, like they'll cash flow still, but like it's nothing that makes me like get really excited. Right. And so now it's like strictly just to offset taxes, which is a weird concept, because you're like, well, because basically they tell you can either give it to Uncle Sam or you can use it to somehow benefit yourself. And it does, but I liken it to like, imagine you were working at Starbucks, and the CEO of Starbucks comes along and says, hey, look, Steven, you're doing a really great job here, and I know you're making $20 an hour now. I'd like to start paying you $100 an hour. And so immediately you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And he says, oh, one small thing, you have to take 80 of it and you have to put it in your 401k. Okay, so now we're not going to Hawaii. Right. But like, exactly. So you don't feel rich today, right? But you know that one day this will really, really benefit you. Right. But it ain't today.
Right.
So like to me, that's what building a portfolio is. I know one day I'll really be happy, but like, it doesn't buy a beach house.
Had this conversation with, I think, an intern this summer, and I don't know if she caught any of it, but I basically was like, I'm basically in business at this point to pay taxes. And it's like, you need to find avenues to get out of that. But like at peak, a large majority of what we make through the rest of the year is just going to be saved to like pay the tax bill. Yeah. So it's like you have to have different alternatives to get rid of some of that income so that doesn't happen, because it's really depressing.
Yeah, and now bonus depreciation has gone back up.
Right.
So like now that's an even better play, and you can spend less to get more done.
Right. So. Yeah, it's a great tool. Your criteria, you touched on a little bit, but your criteria, how do you decide between what you're gonna keep in your portfolio versus what you're gonna wholesale versus what you're gonna have as a short-term rental, et cetera? Just all the numbers?
Yeah, I mean, like some things identify themselves as an easy wholesale, right? Okay, so if it's a 150-year-old house, it needs $250,000 worth of work, and even after all of that, you might make $30,000, $40,000, but you have to spend a year and a half of your life to do it and get it all permitted and get tax credits and all that other stuff. I'm probably just going to wholesale that one, right? If something comes along where you're like, okay, I could paint it, replace the floors, maybe remodel a bathroom, and make 70 grand, I'll flip that. But if I see the ability to make roughly the same amount of money, whether I flip it or wholesale it, I'll probably wholesale it. Or now wholesale it, where we're just buying it and then throwing it back on the market.
Right.
So there's a lot of options there, but it really is house specific. It's not necessarily like an overall strategy. Right. So sometimes some months or quarters we'll find ourselves being like, man, we're really flip heavy this quarter. And then the next quarter we're like, man, we wholesaleed nearly everything. It just depends.